Hitler murdered 6 million Jews. You know what helped Hitler the most?
What?
IBM.
Like really?
Yeah, back then there was no computer, and Hitler wanted to eliminate all the Jews from the European population, but he didn't have anything to have the data of it. So IBM leased Nazi Germany a machine which helped them sort of conduct their first population census, and then they got the data of all the Jews from the population. And it's not like IBM didn't know, they knew.
Okay.
They knew everything. They, in fact, even increased their investments, bought a land there, created a factory because IBM was leasing them machines.
Right,
These machines still have to be serviced and repaired by IBM, right?
right.
And after all this, Nazi Germany used the same machine to track the movement of prisoners from concentration camps and trains.
Oh,
In fact, have you seen X-Men?
yeah.
So, उसमें Magneto के arm में there's a number tattooed, right?
Right, right.
That is real. Actually, prisoners in Auschwitz have that number tattooed on their arm. You know what that number is?
What?
It's their IBM punch card identification numbers.
Oh. Satanomics is a segment where we're going to discuss about people and organizations, how they use the brilliance of economics to profit themselves at the expense of others.
Yeah, this is the scientific equivalent of knowing nuclear physics, but instead of making renewable energy, you make an atom bomb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Ronak, what do you have for me today?
So today, actually, it was quite a task for both of
Yeah,
us
yeah, yeah.
to study about Satanomics because we were essentially digging about cool facts about very bad things.
Yeah, and the problem with Satanomics is I don't want it to be very clickbaity, right?
Right, right.
And when you try to search about this, a lot of it becomes hate for capitalism,
Right,
which
right,
is how the podcast also started, by the way.
True.
But it's unfair. MNCs have also done great things,
Right,
so we shall take both into one. But with Satanomics, we'll just discuss institutions with economic power or economic control
right,
over
right.
certain area,
Certain geographies.
certain geographies, and taking advantage of that.
Right.
So, what do you have, Ronak?
So actually, I want to start with Peru. From the year 1988 to the year 1990, do you know how much was its volume of cocaine trafficking?
No.
Equivalent to 10% of its legal exports.
Legal exports?
Yeah, in volume terms.
Acha, acha, in terms of volume. Right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I also searched something about drugs. Apart from, like, I'm not considering 1980s, 70s, which was the peak
yeah.
of drugs. What has been one of the biggest factor of drug trade expansion in the 21st century?
What?
Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
cryptocurrencies are not backed by any cryptocurrency for that matter is backed by any government, right? Otherwise,
Right, right,
it'd just be a currency.
right.
But with Bitcoin, since people have assigned value to it,
Yeah,
with Bitcoin you can go on dark web and actually do the digital transaction because otherwise the bank have a record of
right,
all your
right.
transactions, right?
Yeah.
So I read that with Bitcoin, over God knows how many billions of dollars of transaction for drugs has been done, and it's not just drugs; it's for a lot of things. Even if you want to hire a hitman, or
Exactly. So, in Colombia, which is the where Pablo Escobar and all the stories we know about. So,
yeah,
you know how much of the production land drug traffickers own?
no, I don't know.
About
I'm
30% of the productive land.
They use 30% of the productive land, which could have been used for cultivation of agriculture
Yup.
or increase of employment. It did increase employment, by the way,
Yeah.
but they use it for cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I so one of our favorite books, which is Freakonomics, right?
Right, right.
And it is written by two guys. So Stephen Levitt, if I'm not wrong,
Right.
he did a TED talk like 13, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and he was comparing the life, not livelihood,
Hmm.
the life of a gangster or
Yeah.
maybe a McD employee or somebody who sells drugs on street. And there's this huge perception that if you're selling drugs, you
Yeah.
will be getting a lot of hot cash,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the idea is that
Yeah.
you're selling
You're
drugs,
selling
right?
something addictive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also
Yeah.
with economics, drugs come under those weird goods where even if the price increases,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of change in demand.
Right. Exactly.
Because so general demand supply curve is where for a normal product,
Yeah.
if the price increases, the demand falls. But
Yeah.
when it comes to things like medicine, or when
Exactly.
it comes to things like drugs,
Yeah.
which bank on addiction or health, no matter how high the price is, people, if those who are addicted, they will be willing to pay for it. So
Right.
the
Right.
perception is that if you sell drugs, you will
Yeah.
almost always extinguish your stock at a given price. And
Nice.
there's a difference, because first of all, you are not getting white money all the time, right? Even if
Exactly.
you're getting, you first of all, you are going to deal in cash. This is, I'm talking
Yeah.
about 1980s 70s.
Yeah.
But so he was showing that in his data, that generally if a guy is out there selling drugs, and if a guy is on a normal job, and you
Yeah.
have to also take into account that if you are selling drugs, your career will be shorter,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So in the long term, and not even that long term, in like a tenure of about 7 to 8 years,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of gap in incomes. I
Exactly.
am not taking exceptional cases of Escobar into account, which we'll
Exactly.
also discuss.
Yeah.
But there is a difference in the term that with a proper job, you
Yeah.
are getting proper money,
Yeah.
which can be used. Like even today, if you want to buy, if you want to purchase a car, or
Yeah.
if you want to purchase a house, some people go for EMI, right? Because
Right. Exactly.
let's be real, all of us have black money,
Yeah.
right? But you use your white money to make that purchase according to your files.
Exactly.
So
True.
even if a family which is rich and
Yeah.
can afford a car
Yeah.
with just the down payment, he can't probably show it in his file, right?
True.
Because
True.
his file would show that he makes this much a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the sake of tax evasion, he'll be
Yeah.
using EMI, because that will show that he's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, yeah,
He'll be making the continuous monthly installments.
yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and also the biggest difference is you won't get jailed for selling McD Aloo Tikki.
True.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the thing about Escobar,
Yeah.
you and I always have had this discussion.
Yeah.
You remember how Escobar died?
He was shot in the head, right?
Oh, dude, he ran for miles.
Yeah.
His clothes were torn, whatever. He
Yeah.
was running, and let's remember, he was one of the richest people on the planet at that time.
True. True.
This is a guy who owns submarine, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he's running, and somebody shot, and the armed force, whatever, they shot him.
Yeah.
And when he was lying dead with a bullet inside his body, those 4 5 people, they sat around him, took a photo, and you can see that photo in his Wikipedia page till this date. That's his legacy, dude.
Exactly.
You do realize all legends aren't rich people.
Yeah.
So being rich is about, that is the aim, right? That you want to have a good life.
Yeah, true.
But that's how he died.
But I would like to point out something like these people, although they didn't have such a rich legacy, actually, but they peaked like a lot of good companies and corporations profits and revenue for a lot of years. So
Yeah,
that is also, so I like to bring out the example. So in Mexican cartel is like very huge, right?
yeah,
They're one of the biggest exporters to US drugs,
yeah,
supplier to US drugs. So
yeah,
turns out the ownership of Mexican cartel around 50% is owned by the Sinaloa uh, Sinaloa cartel, and the head of the
yeah.
Sinaloa cartel is El Chapo. And in the year 2012, the gross revenue earned by the Mexican cartel was $6.6 billion. So naturally, the Sinaloa cartel's cut of revenue was more than 3 billion. Dude, that year, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion.
But wouldn't you rather sell to Facebook for $1 billion and have that peace of mind instead of selling drugs illegally for 3 billion?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I would rather make how much my dad is making today than make money the way El Chapo did.
Okay. So Pavitra, regarding the whole Maggie fiasco, and
Hmm.
Nestle was getting a lot of hate for it. So what is your take on that?
It's वो वाला ना जिसमें मैगी में लेड निकला था.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so Maggie, Nestle was not trying to hide it from us, right? They only came clean about it. So
Right.
when everyone was hating on Nestle, that felt a bit harsh.
Right. So there was a company that did something
Hmm.
way worse. You want to know
Hmm?
what it is?
Do I have an option?
Okay. So turns out that this company that I'm
Hmm.
talking about, they produced a baby milk formula as a substitute for breast milk.
Okay.
And they also marketed it to third world economies. And initially, to spike up the demand, they distributed it to the hospitals of third world countries for free so that there would be
Genius.
more
Hmm.
demand. But here's the kicker: that baby formula, once consumed, it interfered with the lactating process of mothers.
Oh.
So this was the only nutrition that the babies had to get, and could
Oh.
actually get, because the mothers had no other option.
Right. Because they
So,
can't
so
lactate now.
yeah. So when the price of the baby formula was decided and it was sold at cost, the mothers who couldn't afford it, they actually that babies died of malnutrition. So, and in third world economies that there is very less supply of clean drinking water.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
don't have access to clean water.
yeah. Turns out this baby milk formula requires a lot of water in order to stay,
Yeah, they have
in
to
order
mix
to
it
be
with
stored
water.
for a longer
Yeah.
period of time. So because of that, even babies were dying of contamination.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. You know which company this was? Nestle.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know the term I hate the most?
What?
Socioeconomics. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's defined as a entirely new subject, right? A
Yeah.
separate subject. Not economics is a social science.
True.
It's like calling water H2O water. It's
Yeah.
economics was never about maximizing capital.
Right.
That is
It was
a
about
different.
balancing capital.
It is about. It is about balancing capital. It is about make sure that a country is
True,
developed. There's
true.
a difference between being a rich country and being a developed country, and you can see
Exactly.
that from the examples, right? Because
Yeah.
apart from Canada, the countries which have the countries which are in the top 10 GDPs,
Yeah.
they are not even in the top 10 happiness indexes.
Right.
Whereas happiness index also takes GDP per capita into account,
Right.
and that is the problem where people perceive economics
Hmm.
or genius in economics
Right.
for maximizing the money anybody has, but
Yeah.
that's not true.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that everybody is sustainable. Like
Exactly.
even with GDP per capita, right?
Yeah.
If it's average, if
Exactly.
if a nation has two people
Yeah.
and one has $0, the other has $100 million,
Yeah.
your GDP per capita is 50 million, but that doesn't mean everyone in that country is happy, right?
Exactly.
Which is the thing.
Yeah.
The problem is that a lot of people at high institutions, like
Yeah.
even with money, dude,
Yeah.
money is largely controlled by the Federal Reserve in US,
Exactly.
which is, and also Federal Reserves can technically create money out of thin air.
Yeah. By
See,
printing
because
it.
yeah, because if you have to give me a check for $100, you
Yeah.
have to make sure that your account has $100.
Exactly.
But when Federal Reserve writes a check for $1 million,
Yeah.
it is creating that $1 million and infusing that into the economy.
Economy. Right.
So people are forgetting that money is a man-made thing. It's a mode of transaction.
True.
And even if you're really rich,
Yeah.
the controlling power can reverse situations. It's not
Exactly.
about being rich. It was always about being the most powerful one.
Yeah.
Which is, dude, Adam Smith, he was a philosopher first.
Exactly.
Then he became father of economics, whatever. And
Yeah.
his introductory science towards it was that how will all the people in a certain area live properly? It's not about capitalism. It's not
Yeah.
about communism.
Yeah.
It's so that it's so that trade is happening.
Exactly.
Trade is not for exchange of money. Trade is for exchange of goods
Yeah.
ideas, development,
True, true.
and that is the problem.